The movie Triangle, its blurb is, "It will twist you and terrify you over and over." Triangle, what does that symbolize? The blonde female, what does that symbolize? Are these actresses stand-ins for the occult priestess? Now, Tuesday Weld was actually selected for the Addams Family, but didn't do it. But it turns out that in the pilot, I mean, just look at the ad copy here, the checkered floor and everything, and there's bizarre characters, stereotypical characters here. But in the pilot episode of the Addams Family, the daughter is named Tuesday. Later, her name was changed to Wednesday, probably because it's too obvious. Yeah. And now these shows not only, as I say, whistleblow in comedic fashion. Don't be put off by the comedy. That's a classic ruse. But the very timings that some of these programs are put out, I mean, during the day and the evening, are synchronized to actually correspond to occult rituals that are actually happening in real time. Douglas Hawes goes on to say that in one noteworthy episode of The Munsters, Lily mentions that Herman has been acting strange since they watched a Tuesday Weld movie the night before. Then suddenly the cuckoo clock opens up and the cuckoo bird emerges saying, "Tuesday Weld, Tuesday Weld." She was the first choice of several directors, including Warren Beatty, who wanted her for his Bonnie character, and for John Wayne, who wanted her for the kid in True Grit. And she was the first pick of Stanley Kubrick to be in Lolita, which behind the veneer is a movie about pedophilia, obviously. She didn't do it, but Sue Lyon did, and if you read Sue Lyon's biography, she said that she absolutely was destroyed by that film. It's a pretty sad case. She said that her life was made a living hell, and she never recovered from it. She became basically neurotic from all the feedback and all the hoopla connected to that film and what it did for her career. Of course, we see that this concept, Janet Leigh, another blonde, you see, appears in the movie Manchurian Candidate that openly whistleblows mind control.
I've been watching you through the window. When I saw you, my heart almost shot out of my body. I sent Daddy around the front way. I had to see you alone.
Josie. Oh, Josie. That vile, slandering husband of yours. Where is he?
Darling, something very important has come up. There is something you have to do.
Who is it?
It's me, sir.
Raymond, my boy. Josie waited up as long as she could. She turned in about 1:45. She told me the good news. Raymond?
Yes, sir.
I want to offer my congratulations and welcome you to the family. I've been watching my daughter's face all evening. She's a very happy girl.
Thank you, sir.
Come with me. I'll pour some good whiskey on you to celebrate your wedding. Soothe you after a trying day, any number of good reasons. Some whiskey in that cabinet beside you. Help yourself. I only hope you haven't been too much upset by these idiotic attacks of Iceland. Actually, I take the position that any attack by Iceland is a great honor. Actually, I haven't had so much supporting mail in the Senate in the last 22 years.
I'm very glad to hear that, sir.
What the hell is that in your hand?
It's a pistol, sir.
Is that a silencer?
Yes, sir.
Why are you carrying a pistol? Raymond, what are you...
Daddy, what is it? Raymond, no! Raymond, darling!
through the movies, people go, "Oh, well, Michael, you must be crazy. You know, why would they broadcast it to us?" Well, there's many reasons for doing that. It's part of the ritual. It's partly to communicate to the world at large that they exist. There's a level of egomania involved in all of this. They do it to recruit the young and prepare the young minds, to appropriate finances. I mean, these groups still need wealth and money like everybody else. And more importantly, they can launder drug money. This came out with my dialogues with Ted Gunderson. David Berkowitz had already spoken about this, that a lot of these movies is one of the best ways to not earn money, but to launder drug money. The whole shebang, it ties in with the whole helter-skelter concept as well. All of this came out. All of it's in the official biographies and what have you. In the story, when the main protagonist, played by Lawrence Harvey, when he meets basically the Tuesday Weld character, he's bitten by a snake, which, again, you know, I don't know, maybe it's me. I guess you can't be mauled by a frog, or so bitten by a snake is probably the way to go. Also, don't forget that Janet Leigh was in the famous movie Psycho. And again, one of the symbols, there's so many, but the one that jumps out is the changing of her underwear from black to white, this Masonic black and white thing. If you look very closely at the creepy video, the MTV Christmas commercial, the devil figure that ended up wearing the sort of headdress of Baphomet was wearing a black and white checkered garment or a cardigan or something. Now, the screenwriter George Axelrod directed a movie called Lord Love-a-Duck, which starred Tuesday Weld, and this really propelled her to cult stardom, particularly amongst the countercultural beatnik sort of era. Okay, and she was also in Rock. Now, as I said, she was the mentor of Madame N, but they fell out. In 1974, they fell out and rivalry took place, and Madame N went on to sort of create her own branch of the order, and they were at loggerheads ever since. I mean, murderously so. They hated each other, and they actually split into two factions. Madame N is known to have been an affiliate of the infamous Michael Aquino from the Temple of Set, whereas Tuesday Weld stayed in good contact with Anton LaVey. So just for those who happen to be interested in that anecdote. But according to Turner, who was, as I said, employed by the senator, and they dug into this and at one time worked for the police, Madame N was involved with the underground Nazi network in America. Now, we've already touched on this. We've seen this Nazi symbolism. Remember the Nazi millionaire whose estate was being used? The other ritual crimes in New York? Well, in the 1950s, here we have it again. There's a Nazi tie-in in all of this. And also, he found out that she was also deeply involved with a group that you may not have heard of, I hope you have, called the Ustashi. The Ustashi is the Croatian murderous police force whose atrocities far exceed whatever the Nazis were capable of doing, okay? Well, these expatriate guys who were hiding out in California, many of them murderous people involved in all sorts of satanic stuff, were hiding out in California, and Madame N was the one who cosseted their attentions.